If you think Hybrid is underpowered at Town Hall 15, well, think again. Today we're going to watch attacks from Dark on top, the best Hybrid player in the world, and he's going to crush Legends League with a strategy that most people have given up on, but you shouldn't have. Hybrid versus a double Rage Tower ring base. This is meant to be impossible, but not for Dark. And if you watch today's video closely, you'll see some of the things he does to maximize this army. And the most obvious thing is this Apprentice Warden. Who brings an Apprentice Warden with the Queen charge? Dark on top does. And yes, it is 20 troop space, but it is so worth it. It allows him to do Queen charges that other Hybrid players simply cannot do, and you're going to see the value of it today. And what we're going to do on a ring base is you're not necessarily trying to charge the Town Hall. You're just trying to punch a hole in the base so that the Hybrid has some nice pathing. Really well timed Headhunter here to help deal with the defensive king, and we still haven't activated the Rage Tail, which is huge. Here it goes off right now, and as soon as we pull this CC, I believe he's gonna get started with his king and his siege back. Notice all the buildings are funneled with the sneaky gobs. He brings 8 of them in this army comp. The king and the P.E.K.K.A. and the Headhunter are gonna set a great funnel. Then it's the Hybrid down the middle. He sends the miners first, waits for them to take the outer layer buildings, then the hogs and the royal champions so that they don't get too far ahead. Rage Tower goes off, which means we have to heal. However, generally healing by itself is not enough. We're going to use a rage spell of our own and the warden ability here. There's just too much DPS on the base. You can't just heal with Hybrid. You've got to push through with maybe a rage spell, freeze spell, or the warden ability. Now we have the hogs coming out of the siege barracks, but the most important thing here is our queen is still alive, and she's kicking on the top side of the base. Hybrids come through, and yes, we have used all our heal spells, unfortunately. Not much we can do about that, but there's nothing left on this base. Look at this. How often do you see a ring base get clapped like this? There is so many Hybrid troops up. We've still got the queen up. We've still got a royal champion ability. We've got an invis spell. None of this is needed though. We've got the Apprentice Warden still up. That's something worth noting. The Apprentice Warden, despite the fact that it follows the queen charge, can often stay alive a long proportion of the battle. And sometimes it'll also switch to the Hybrid, so it's definitely worth having in this army comp. You'll see in some of the other replays we show later that Hybrid with the Apprentice Warden is strong. Another ring base here, but rather than double rages, we have the double poison towers. Now, double rage is definitely the worst setup that you can have, just because it makes it so hard to queen charge even if you have the Apprentice Warden. But it's not like double poison towers are that much better. In fact, no spell tower setup is actually that great for Hybrid at all. Poison towers obviously make it really awkward for the heal spells, because A, it just makes it harder to heal, but B, it slows down all of your troops. Now, I really like this queen charge here. We're going to come in and we're going to take out a corner of the base. Yet again, we're trying to punch a hole in the base, get some value whilst we're doing it, and make life as easy as possible for our Hybrid. That was a really good invis spell. I thought he was going to lose the queen ability there, but somehow hangs onto it. So another rage coming in here. Eagle goes off. Now, this is one of the weaknesses of bringing the Apprentice Warden. You're more likely to activate the Eagle early, because keep in mind, we've used both Headhunters. We've used 8 Sneaky Gobs to funnel. We've used an Apprentice Warden and a couple of Super Wall Breakers, and it all adds up. But somehow, Dark on top has not used a rage spell, has not used all these rage spells, or lost his queen ability yet. Don't understand how he does this. Yet again, worth noting, go back a couple of seconds if you need to see it. He makes sure the miners take down all the outside buildings before putting in the hogs. You don't want the hogs to run off way ahead. You need your troops moving together through the base. There goes the first poison spell. The second and third poison spell, technically, with the Town Hall are going to go off in a sec, but somehow we're still going to triple this base. Worth noting, look at the size of the base taken down by the king and the siege barracks, getting a good chunk. We have to use the warden ability through the Town Hall. Don't use it earlier than that. You need to save it for that Town Hall bomb, otherwise everything will go down. The queen does finally go down, so it's up to our Hybrid here to take down the rest, but thankfully, there's not really a lot of high-value defenses on the backside of the base. The Queen Charge got rid of a bunch of multi-infernos, heroes, and CC, and then everything else was in that Town Hall comp. So really nicely done from Dark here. I mean, he's just goated with this army, honestly. These charges he's doing are ridiculous, but the big thing out of the ring-based replays we showed, try and punch a hole in the base. Hybrid can take the Town Hall if necessary, and be scared of the Eagle activating early. Hybrid on diamond bases is interesting. In a perfect world, you queen charge the Town Hall, but have a look at that Town Hall comp. There's no Rage Towers there, but there's a Monolith, 2 ground bows as well. That just does not look fun to charge at all. So what are we going to do instead? Going to come in and go for a scatter comp. There is a lot of different charges you can do on diamond bases with hybrid, and I'll show you in the next replay another non-Town Hall charge. But yeah, in terms of order, it's base to base, but definitely if you can charge the Town Hall safely, that's your #1 priority. Other than that, yeah, it depends on the base. I think this comp, so often the scatter comp or the queen comp, is your next best, and then the eagle comp is probably the weakest, but ironically, you're going to see that in the next attack. He does a really good job of getting his queen to go in that open wall there at the bottom of the base, and now we're just going to go through the base, but you're going to see the problem here. He just pops the queen ability because he has to, otherwise there was a good chance that was going to go really poorly. And the poison spell coming in to deal with the super minion, but that means it's a bit harder to deal with the lava pups, but it's not about the queen anymore. Let's watch this hybrid, because he's hybriding through the Town Hall. So we come in with the early heal, because those double wizard towers there are going to be a problem for our hybrid troops, believe it or not. And we're just waiting for a second here. The Town Hall isn't active. That's something worth noting. You kind of want to start your hybrid earlier than later if you're hybriding into the Town Hall, because then the Town Hall will not necessarily be active. We have all the miners deal with the Town Hall there. They do not really sit in the Town Hall poison as well. Miners are actually really good against the Town Hall defensively. Wardens actually following our hybrid troops. Look at all those giant bombs though. So we have to keep freezing, because otherwise if that Rage Scatter gets one shot off, even though our troops are getting healed, the giant bombs are too strong. And you're seeing an issue with hybrid here. Look at all these giant bombs on one side of the base, and it means their entire hybrid's dead, even though we used all the heal spells that we can. A rage spell, freeze spells. Hybrid can only do so much, and it can succumb to bases, but it doesn't really matter anyway, because this base is wrecked. Gonna swag another invis spell. Don't even know why he's bringing the invis spell at this point. He can just keep swagging that over and over again. But this is one of the charges you can do on a diamond base when the Town Hall is not available to be charged. Let's have a look at one of the other options. Another diamond base here, but I've just paused it because I want to talk about the plan he goes for here. So this Town Hall is definitely chargeable. He could do this. It would be awkward, but he could do this. But why does Dark decide not to do it? Well, have a look at where the Rage Towers are on the base. Have a look at the rest of the base, actually. So, if he queen charges, he'll be able to get all of this easy, maybe even for only 2 rage spells. But how are you meant to hybrid the rest of it? He can't really wall break, because this is a dead zone that you see here, to get more value with his queen charge. He has to hybrid through 2 rage towers, and I'm going to tell you this, that's impossible. You can't hybrid through 2 rage towers, it's just too much DPS. You have to queen charge at least one of them, or if you're not going to take it down, at least get the Rage Tower to activate so your hybrid doesn't have to deal with it. So have a look at what Dark decides to do here. Coming in on the bottom of the base. Last attack you saw him come into the Queen / scatter compartment, whatever you want to call it. This time we're coming in from the bottom for the Eagle. Pretty chill Queen charge at the start, and his goal is to get the Queen to at least, if not go through that open wall, to wall break a section. Thankfully, it should actually be quite possible. I'm actually going to 2 times through this. This is something I never do on the channel ever, but it is such a slow opener, and I feel like I spent a lot of time at the start of this attack talking about what's going on. Nice funnel with the miner and the wizard, and that's going to force, actually, yeah, he has to get that barracks down. That was almost not a good funnel, but that will force the Queen in. Really nice start here. Yet again, the Apprentice Warden staying up is huge, because if the Apprentice Warden's not up, a few times in this video, the Queen ability definitely would have gone off. Unfortunately, this Rage Tower goes off, but thankfully, the right Rage Tower is actually on the Apprentice Warden, so the Queen isn't tanking all the damage. A little lucky there. Would have forced out at least one freeze spell, but alas, it did not. Now we have the King and the Siege Barracks on the top side, and this surprised me. I'm actually going to pause this for a second. So what I expected to happen was because he'd already wall broke in, the Queen could go through and get all that. I thought he might actually hybrid from over here, so it maximizes Queen value. But then it's quite a wide hybrid path, and he's dealing with the Rage Tower, whereas hybriding on this side, he doesn't have to deal with the Rage Tower. Early heal, you have to watch out for these compartments. Look at how many giant bombs there are, at least 4. If you're worried about giant bombs, heal earlier than late. And look at what this hybrid does. Not only is it not dealing with the Rage Tower, but it actually pushes the Queen back into the core, which is exactly what we want because she can activate the back-end Rage Tower. It's worth also noting there's so much happening in this attack. Uses the Invis spell to get the King to take down the Town Hall, which is huge. Anytime you can just use your King to get the Town Hall, do it. Always going to be worth it. And now we're going to get a killer Warden ability here. Beautifully done. Now the Rage Tower is going to go off and it might shoot a little bit at our hybrid. That's okay, most of our hybrids on the top side. We're going to heal through that defensive King, and this base is going to be gone. We use our last Rage spell with our Queen. The Hogs come over with the Royal Champion and get wrecked. That's okay, the Queen's going to take down the rest of the base. I really wanted to slow this attack down and talk to you guys in detail about it, because I really like, well, the plan firstly, but also you can see what he's thinking. He's very wary of Rage Towers. Yes, the Town Hall is crucial. It's one of the tougher buildings for a hybrid, but Rage Towers are worse, especially if there's 2 of them. And any way you can have your hybrid face 0 Rage Towers, like we saw here, you're going to be that much closer to tripling. Is it just me, or is this scenery hard to look at? It is so orange. Like, I haven't noticed the color of any of the other sceneries in this video until this one come out. Like, what the hell? It is so orange. Thankfully, not many people in the game have it. If you did buy it, I hope you used code BLUE though. Appreciate you if you did. Code BLUE obviously helps you triple more, right? Right, guys? But yeah, it is so orange. Anyways, back to the matter at hand. This is hybrid on box bases, and there's a few different ways of doing it. The most obvious is try and charge the Town Hall, and that's exactly what you're going to see Dark do here. Now, the funnel isn't going to be perfect, and that's where the Invis spell comes into effect. He hasn't really used the Invis spell much of this entire video because, you know, he's just been crushing bases, but he will use it here. So Queen doing a great job. Her job to go in and get the Town Hall, but she's not just going to get the Town Hall, she will also get a CC kill with it, which is definitely worth it. Here comes the Invis spell, perfectly done, and the Queen reroutes back in the base. But I really like what he does here. So he has a couple of options here, right? He can either deal with the CC, then deal with the Town Hall, and hope that the Queen doesn't shoot at the Town Hall first. Looks like she'll shoot at the archers. Or he can do what he actually decides to do in the end, and you'll see it right here. He freezes the Ice Golems. Now, Ice Golem is not a problematic CC to deal with whilst other defenses are active. But it's not about that. It's all about the poison spell with the Town Hall. So he's starting his hybrid, but I'll finish this point. If he dealt with the CC first, then the Town Hall, his Queen's going to have to stand inside that Town Hall poison for a relatively long period of time. But because now she's got to deal with 3 Ice Golems, she's not going to stand in that Town Hall poison at all, and she's going to have a lot more longevity about her. Hybrid coming in, yet again, Miners, Warden, Hog, RC, looking nice. Rage Tower goes off, which is obviously a problem for hybrid. Rage spells are an issue, and you're actually going to see he's going to kind of hybrid 2 Rage Towers here. So I guess I lied in the last attack. Well, I didn't deliberately lie. I genuinely forgot that he actually hybrided through 2 Rage Towers here. But it's not quite the same. It's not quite the same, although it is quite close. He did get really nice value with the Queen charge this time, though, and the Queen is going to tank a fair bit of the damage coming from either Rage Tower, whereas in the last attack, that wouldn't have been as much the case. And look at this, she's actually going to deal with that Rage defensive RC and tank a little bit of the scatter. So, yes, if you want to call me out on that, fair enough, but I hope you can at least see some of the differences here. The biggest one being in that last hit if he had gone through those 2 rage towers, it was a wide funnel and the queen wasn't going to help out whatsoever, where she's helped out a fair bit here. And yeah, this isn't even close. Another swag spell. This time it's a free spell because, you know, we had to use the invis to refunnel, but we've got to swag at least one spell with hybrid, right? Otherwise we wouldn't have a video. This is a really interesting one to talk about because it's similar-ish to the last base, but he's not going to charge the town hall. Now, he could probably charge this if he wanted, although it is significantly harder to get your queen to go into these open walls than open walls that are on the actual corner. But why does he decide to come from down the bottom? Because if he did queen charge all of this, right? Let's say he gets the same value. 1, single inferno is a problem, but 2, look at how wide this would be for the hybrid. Now, he could send his king into this compartment if he wanted, and maybe the siege barracks around, but still, it is a really wide path for the hybrid. Some of it would go left here, some of it would go right. The pathing isn't good. You saw that in the last attack. The pathing was super nice. His hybrid all stayed together. So, we're just going to queen charge on the bottom side, but I also like this queen charge not only because it would be tough for the hybrid to go through here, but it's actually nice for the queen charge. You open up all the compartments here, and we're going to get a simple deal with the Scattershot, Expo, Royal Champion. Yes, there is a Rage Tower here, but there isn't too much DPS in the area that we're not going to be able to deal with. Queen's doing a good job. Unfortunately, we're pulling the CC out 1 archer at a time. You hate to see that. Queen doing her absolute best, and look at this wall break. What a wall break, and this wall break sets up this entire attack. And anytime on a box base you can get into the core of the base like this, take it, because they're not easy to get into the core of the base of. But look at this wall breaker. I mean, what a beautiful wall break. And now look at this. Unfortunately, though, the sweeper's slowly pushing the healers in range of the air defense. It's really unfortunate. If the queen took down that sweeper before she dealt with the CC, those healers would have been fine, but there's not much we can do about it. And yet again, we're going to see a hybrid through the town hall. Queen's doing her best, and I can't remember if she goes inside the base of the eagle. She better. I paused it thinking that that would help for some reason. I think she does. Yeah, she does. Beautiful. But yeah, look at this. We've already used 1 heal. All of our troops are on the town hall. And what is going to happen? We pop the Warden ability at the last second, by the way, which is technically the best course of action. But if you don't have to be that risky with it if you don't want to be. Yet again, Queen ability on the bottom side, but she's doing good work. RC's going into the core. I'm pretty sure she's going to get burned by this defensive raged Queen, but that's okay. We've got our last free spell. We're not going to swag a spell this time, but we are going to triple the base. And that is that for this video. I hope I kind of helped you guys on each different style of base with hybrid. Now, we did have a hybrid video on the channel recently, and I'll link it at the very end, where Pepito came in and he used a different army comp to this. So you see 8 sneaky gobs here from Dark, and I didn't have any replays where he used those sneaky gobs to snipe at the town hall. It doesn't happen that often, but there are definitely times for it. Whereas Pepito used 11 sneaky gobs, but he didn't use the apprentice warden that you see here. So up to you guys to decide which army is better. The army link will be in this video and the Pepito video that I'm linking on the left. Give it a watch because Pepito is pretty insane with this army as well.